This is Tom and Ben News United Kingdom with Ben the talking dog and Tom the talking cat.
Hello, good evening. A man who strangled and stabbed his mother in a frenzy attack while high on drink and drugs has been jailed for a minimum of 30 years.
27-year-old Alexander MacDonald also sexually assaulted 57-year-old Catherine MacDonald at their home on the 30th of September last year.
He was found guilty of murder at the Exeter Crown Court yesterday.
A 23-year-old woman who was killed by a falling rock on a South Wales beach has been named as Georgina Lee Fjord.
24-year-old Paul Biggs said she had been 18 feet away from the cliffs, but the rock hit her. And finally, this is going to be shocking because a mother and her teenage daughter have both died after being struck by a first-grade Western train in West London.
The 36-year-old woman and her 16-year-old child were killed at Early Broadway station at about 8:10 yesterday.
British Transport Police said it was not treating the pair's deaths as suspicious.
Really? Some breaking news just entered our studio right before the weather and traffic updates?
Okay, looks like we've got some breaking news that a hedgehog who misjudged his own girth was rescued by firefighters after becoming wedged between railings.
The animal was spotted on Sunday morning, but it is thought to become stuck overnight.
He tried to free himself, but he was stuck until help arrived. Traffic in London, and it is congested between the Great Tower Street city of London and the A3 going towards London.
And on the London westbound on the A201, it is also congested from the A2 Newington to the A3 London.
Let's get to today's weather forecast.
Hello there, good evening. It was a lovely summer's day for many of us today, particularly for the southernmost counties of England. Lots of sunshine, a bit of patchy clouds, and in that sunshine, inland, we got temperatures up to 24, 25 degrees, and it was warmer than it has been recently across the north of Scotland, up to around about 16 degrees. But all that cloud is bringing some rain with it overnight tonight, and that'll work its way northwards as the next batch of rain starts to come in from the west. But really overnight, we are in this wedge of fairly warm air. And it's quite humid as well, so temperatures not dropping much below 14, 15 or 16 degrees. So a very warm and fairly muggy start to the day on Friday, and a wet start too for much of Scotland. It'll be grey in places, some fog over the hills, but already brightening up in Northern Ireland and turning a little bit fresher. But still fairly warm and fairly humid across northern England through the morning, a lot of cloud, a little bit of rain. I think parts of Wales and the southwest of England will be quite wet through the morning, and so the Midlands will also see some rain. But to get further east, then it's still largely dry, bright, and warm and fairly humid start to the day. Now, the first batch of rain heads up towards the Northern Isles, not a great day here. Second batch of rain tends to fizzle out as it works its way from west to east, and something a bit brighter follows along behind, and humidity should drop for these western areas as well. So quite a pleasant sort of feel to things with temperatures in the upper teens or low 20s, but still fairly humid for some central and eastern areas. But I think we will eventually lose that humidity because this weather front continues to work its way eastwards. The fresher conditions follow along behind. So through the small hours of Saturday morning, a fresher feel to things, and it should be a pretty decent day on Saturday, lower humidity. And a decent day with light winds, sunny spells, maybe a shower or two here and there, but most places fine and dry and pleasantly warm in the upper teens or the low 20s. Lots of events on this weekend. Saturday, certainly the better of the 2 days. Sunday, a very different complexion with a lot of cloud and a good chance of seeing some rain. But it is a dry and bright start for some eastern parts of England. The northwest of Scotland could be quite wet through the morning. That rain tends to weaken off a little bit as it works its way from west to east. And temperatures will be in the upper teens or the low 20s and still on the muggy side for some central and eastern areas. Now, as you look ahead towards the early part of next week, We look down towards Iberia, where temperatures will be nudging their way towards the 40 Celsius mark, and southerly winds are going to bring that heat and humidity our way. Temperatures rise across the board, probably up into the low 20s in northern Scotland, but into the low 30s further south. Not everybody likes that sort of heat and humidity.
Just before we go, if you have any comments or opinions about our headlines, go down to the comment section below and post your opinions.
You can also hit the like button on our Facebook page, which is Tom and Ben News United Kingdom.
And our Twitter page is @TMB News UK. Okay guys, that's the